everybody, welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with your match preview for quite possibly the biggest Newcastle United game in the last 25 plus years. Yes, it is the second leg preview for the Carabao Cup semi-final where Southampton are coming to Newcastle United's home ground, St James's Park, this Tuesday night. Absolutely buzzing for this game. I'm actually going as well, which I'm unbelievably excited about. Thanks to PK for that privilege. We're going to get stuck into the game, the lineup, a little bit about how we think the game is going to go, and where we think it may be won or lost in just a second. Before I do, a little reminder, if you haven't already, please click that like and subscribe button. We'd love you to come and join us. We're on about 2,477 subscribers, so we're really close to 2.5. Help us get there. All free content, never more. Don't charge you a penny for anything. 2 live shows, Mondays and Wednesdays, and pop-up videos just like the match preview you're about to watch. So go on, give us a try. You won't regret it. So we're going to get stuck into the game then. So the big question, I suppose, for us as Newcastle fans, despite the fact of how nervous are you for this game? I think everyone's nervous for this game. I mentioned I'm buzzing about it. The city's going to be electric. I think people are going to be out early. People are talking about taking half days from work, going to the boozer, put a couple of beers to steady their hands and everything else. It's just going to be a really exciting night. I think that the city is on tenterhooks. I think everyone's nervous, but everyone's excited. I think War Flag's going to have an unbelievable display planned. They've already talked about bringing your scarves. Just these kind of nights of, what we dreamed about, years and years of just, existing in this horrible, dank, murky Mike Ashley existence. We never thought we'd be back here again. Here we are, 90 minutes away from Wembley, 90 minutes away from our first cup final since 1999. So much has changed since then. A lot of the fan base have never experienced this before. I'm quite lucky. I'm a fan of a certain age, and I've seen Newcastle United be great. I've seen us go for titles. I've seen us in cup finals. A lot of the fans who are sitting in the crowd now in St James's Park never experienced this at all, so they'll be nervous as hell. 90 minutes away from hitting a final. And if it's Manchester United we get, or Forest, looks like it's going to be Man United. We'll be buzzing. We'll go to that game really excited as well, and feel that we can do it. So let's have a little look about how I think we're going to line up. So there is one big burning question in the fan base. And really the question is do you make any changes? There is one particular change that a lot of people are talking about. This is how I think we're going to line up. You can see I've made that change. That change is Alexander Isak in for Callum Wilson. I love Callum Wilson. We all love Callum Wilson. I've just wrote a piece about this for the blog, which hopefully should be up by the time you see this video. Wilson looks tired. There's no doubt about that in my mind. Wilson has been stupendous for Newcastle United. A goal machine, reliable, leads the line, a worthy wearer of the number 9 shirt. But he doesn't look right, and he hasn't looked right for weeks and weeks and weeks now. Sadly for Callum, ever since he went to the World Cup, probably the highlight of his career, it's knocked him. There were stories about England not following his training regime. He obviously got a bit of illness. Some people think he's got long COVID, possibly, which is a real problem. My mate's mum's got that, and she suffers from it as well. And I think the symptoms and the aftermath of that are things that can really impair you. And certainly when you're an athlete like Callum Wilson, it obviously is potentially impairing him if that is what he's got. But we can see there's certain elements of his game. Wilson's more of a goal poacher. Isak looks very much like I don't want to throw hyperbole on him, a bit like a young Thierry Henry, certainly with the way he spun the defender and set up Joe Linton's goal in the first leg. But that they are slightly different players. But Wilson is capable of playing on that shoulder and running in behind. And there was one move in particular in the first leg that I think just told you everything about where Wilson is fitness-wise. Bruno thread through a through ball. I think it was shoulder to shoulder with the defender, and I thought, that's it, he's gone. He's spun him, he's away, it's 2-0, and he didn't even make the burst. The burst of speed wasn't there, and I think that was the telltale sign for me that Callum needs a rest. I think Isak's come back. He's looked sharper and sharper and sharper. Going into this game, he's going to have the first full week of training that he's had with the lads, and I think it'll only make him look better. The rest of the team kind of speaks for itself, really. You can see that the steady back 5 at midfield 3. I don't think Maxi will start. I think Joe Linton will be in that front 3. Him and Willock play really well, interchangeable on that left-hand side, with Miggy, obviously, and Trippier on the other side, Bruno and Sean in midfield. But I think going back to the striker situation, we need to get our noses in front in this game. We're only 1-0 up. Southampton are still in this game. They still have some dangerous players. You give away a free kick 25, 30 yards from goal. James Ward-Prowse is dangerous as fuck, so we can't afford to go into this game half-arsed. I think with the atmosphere, I think under the lights of St James's Park, 52,000 jam-packed. The pubs will be jam-packed, and the centre of the city's alive. I think we have to get on the front foot and start the game in the right way. And I think starting Alexander Isak gives you that. I think he's got that speed, he's got that movement, he's got that calmness in front of goal at the minute. He's full of confidence. He's got three goals in 5 Premier League games. I think he's got 4 and 10 and 1 assist in total. Sadly, we haven't seen him enough because of that freak injury, but he looks hungry, he looks ready for this. And he'll want to find Newcastle United into that cup final, and he'll want that starting berth in the final. There's no doubt about that in my mind. So I love Callum Wilson, and I understand the clamour to stick with him. I understand the loyalty and everything else. But listen, we're 90 minutes away from a cup final here. This game is the most important game we've had this season to date. No shadow of a doubt. It's possibly the most important game this season, barring the final if we get there, hopefully when we get there. So we'll have to start with strongest team. At the minute, for me, this is the strongest team. Alexander Isak is leading the line on that strongest team. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. But yeah, for me, certainly it's Isak over Wilson. A little bit about the competition. They had the FA Cup this weekend, so they were playing against Blackpool at St Mary's. And a lot of us were wondering previously into the game, what were they going to do? Were they going to rest players? Were they going to, go full strength against Blackpool? Certainly, they didn't do that at all. They dropped a lot of players. So Ward-Prowse was completely dropped. Walker Peters was on the bench. Alcaraz, and he called him Alcatraz there. Looks like he should be in prison. Alcaraz, the shithouse who wound Bruno up, he was obviously rested as well. Shea Adams as well. Salazar, so all that kind of big hitters were rested for that game. So that tells you how seriously they're taking this game. They don't think that they're out this tie, and at 1-0, they shouldn't think they're out this tie either. They've massively improved Southampton. There's no doubt about that. Since we played them earlier on in the season, we fucking rinsed them, to be honest with you. But old Hassan Hootel, or the twat and the hat, as I called him, he kind of lost the plot a little bit by then. I think Nathan Jones has come in. To be fair to him, he's a young manager who's come from lower leagues, and I think he's trying to adapt his own style of play, his own ethos, and it didn't start out really well for him, but I think he started to get Southampton playing a little bit. He's getting the best out of Ward-Prowse as well. He seems to be all over the pitch, really busy. We nullified him well in the first leg, so if we can do that again at home, I think we win the tie. But it's not going to be an easy game for me. I think they are going to offer some kind of a threat. I think Walker Peters certainly down that left-hand side will look to get it Burn. That's why you have to have Joe Linton and Joe Willock over there as well. Stop him doing that. Yes, if Maxi comes on, as an impact player, which I think Maxi is currently. Obviously, Anthony Gordon, our new sign, is cup tied, so he can't play. I think he will be paraded on the pitch as well beforehand, so what ovation he'll get, I'm sure. He's already had a great one at Metro Centre by the looks of it, but he'll get an unbelievable one at St James's Park. And what an atmosphere for him to walk into after the toxic shit he's been dealing with at Everton. So he'll be buzzing, he'll be wishing he could play. But yeah, I think Maxi will come on later on in the game, but I think certainly with Walker Peters, we need that protection because he looked really good in the first half. One player in particular who will play for Southampton, which is a strange one. It's a bit of a technicality, really. So he got sent off in the first leg, and that was Coletta Carr, centre half, was sent off in the first half. But because the red card doesn't count as a suspension in the Carabao Cup, he's took that in the FA Cup. So he probably wasn't going to play anyway against Blackpool. But it's an easy game for them to sit him out. So he's going to come back into the side. And I'm sure he'll be a bit pissed off in that first leg because there was a real bit of needle between the likes of him and Bruno, and obviously Murphy waved him off as we all kind of giggled at and everything else. So it's wonderful that we're shit houses again, I think, as Lee said on this last week's Evermore, but there could be a little bit of needle in there, I think, and I just hope that Coletta Carr doesn't get into our players' head and throw them off their game and wind them up. The referee needs to be strong. I'm not sure who the ref is, but the ref needs to be strong in a game like this because this atmosphere will just be absolutely supercharged. But it's so important, I think, that we go in front and we get that first goal. And as I'm saying, you play Isak and you get that first goal, and you have to do that. And I think if we get our first goal, I don't think the Saints get back into it. I really, really don't. But I think for us, where's the game going to be won? I think certainly the midfield. If Bruno and Willock can have one of those games, if Longstaff can get himself around the pitch and be busy. If Joe Linton and Miggy can stretch that play and if they can all get the ball into Alexander Isak, I think, we will win this game. I think we're a stronger side. I don't think any team in the country wants to come to St James's Park, certainly not for a semi-final second leg, I'd have been more concerned if the second leg had been away from home. Don't get me wrong, I'm still a bit, apprehensive, a bit nervous about it. I'm not as nervous as maybe some of the squad members are in Evermore, because I think we're a better side, and I think our football ability will take care of that. I think this atmosphere, our lads are used to playing in this atmosphere, and I think they'll drink it in, they'll absorb it, they'll use it, they'll channel it. It'll be like fucking gummy bear juice to them, a little 80s reference there. And they'll go on the pitch and they'll take that and they'll use that, and they'll really go at Southampton. The only issue might be is if we struggle to break them down, because I'm sure they'll sit in a low block and they'll try and frustrate us for the first 10, 15 minutes, because they'll want to quiet the crowd down. They'll want St James's Park to get frustrated, to start murmuring, and I think that in cup games that can happen as well, because there's some different fans that come to the league games. But I think invariably for this game, I think pretty much every season ticket holder who's got their seat has probably jumped on their seat, and I think that you'll probably get a real raucous atmosphere in St James's Park, what you would normally expect to get on a weekly Premier League match day. But I think the atmosphere is so, or the occasion is so big for Newcastle fans. I don't think it matters whether you're a Gallagher stand holder for 25 years, or a Lee's stand holder for 35 years, or if you've just flown over from Canada or Thailand for your only game you come to this year. I don't think it really matters in this moment, in this occasion, because this game to Newcastle United fans is absolutely monumental. It's huge. And I think that's not lost on anybody, whether you're in the ground or watching on TV. I think every single Newcastle United fan knows how big this game is. We want to get to a cup final. We want to be back in that position where we're challenging for cup finals and winning cups. If we get to that final and we do get Manchester United, I think we can get at Manchester United. I really believe that. They're a much better side than they were previously. Ten Hag's done a great job there. But we get to a final, whether it's Man United or Forest, looks like it's going to be Man United. I fancy us to go for Man United. I really, really do. They'll not want us in the final. That's not the team. Newcastle United are not the team you want to play over 90 minutes now in a cup final. So we have to get around this game first. So this is really important. What do I think it's going to be like? It's going to be a bit of a tough game, I think, tougher than we may think. I do think Southampton will nick a goal, whether that be a set piece from Ward-Prowse. Possibly, we might lose our heads a little bit, concede some free kicks on the edge of the box. But I do think we'll win. I think we'll win 2-1. That's my prediction for the game. I think it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be nervous. It's going to be full of anxiety, apprehension. Everything you name, everything you can possibly name, we'll be thinking about that in this game. And for me, I'm really excited about going. Me and Mark are going to try and come on and do a post-match reaction. When I get out the ground, depending on the signal, we don't know how shit it is there, but we're going to try our best to do a post-match reaction after the game, because if we win this game, or when we win this game, to be more positive, I think Newcastle United is going to be on fire. The city, Newcastle is going to be electric. Every single pub is going to be rammed. Everyone's going to be buzzing. Whether you're 23, 83, whatever you are, man, woman, and child, I think everyone's just going to be bouncing off the ceiling, at the prospect of a cup final. But let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you confident? Are you nervous? What do you think we're going to do? Do you think we're going to win the game? Hopefully you do. And as I said, let's keep supporting that team McCoy United. For everybody who's going, enjoy it. Try and enjoy the experience. This is where we want to be. For everybody who's watching at home, I know you wish you were there, but you'll feel that all through the TV as well, no matter where you are in this world. This is going to be a huge game. The atmosphere is going to be electric, and then let's bring it on and let's beat Southampton and let's get to this cup final. So this is Chris signing off. Let's keep supporting that team McCoy United. As I mentioned at the start, if you could, drop us a like and consider subscribing to the channel. We'd love to have you on board. Like the video, spread it around YouTube so loads of the guys can see ever more. Always room for more squad members here. We've got a great little community. We just love talking about this club in this exciting moment right now, and what a great time it is to be a Newcastle United fan. But ask me again at full time on Tuesday night, and hopefully I will give you the same answer. We'll catch you later. Cheers. Bye.